Hey everybody, Aaron Blaise here. It is November 19th, Friday, and we are back again. As you'll notice, we're back in the studio today. A week ago, we were sitting over at Nick's house in his spare room, signing and boxing and signing and boxing and signing and boxing books. We've been doing that for the last 8 days, 9 days, something like that. And we're still doing it, but we decided to take a break and come over here because today is our announcement for the winner of our art contest that we've had going for the last couple of weeks, the Drama of Nature, sponsored by our good friends over at Cash for Mac, or Cash for Your Mac, right?
Yep, cashforyourmac.com.
Cashforyourmac.com. And great bunch of guys, and they've really become great partners, really involved with what we're doing, and we couldn't be happier. And this is a contest, an art contest, where the winner is going to be walking away with a beautifully refurbished iPad Pro with Apple Pencil.
And a 1-year membership to Creature Art Teacher.
And a 1-year membership to Creature Art Teacher. That's right. So, but we've had a great week. Like I said, we've been signing books, getting them sent out. We're starting to hear back already from folks that are receiving their books, which makes us very happy. We're about a little over, we're about 3/4 of the way through signing and boxing, and not even sure where we are as far as getting them sent out, but we're slowly getting there. So if you haven't received yours yet, please be patient. We've got the books, we're getting them signed, and we're getting them out to you. Man, keeping that
I've shipped over 1,000 books.
Yeah, Nick has shipped over 1,000, and we've got a lot more to do. But I'll tell you, keeping that open for offering the signed books until the load got here, that killed me. I can't believe how many books I've signed. Thousands and thousands and thousands. My signature has changed. By the time we're done, it's just going to be a line. But anyway, but we had some great, really great submissions for this art contest. We had over 450 submissions, which that blew me away. And I just got to tell you, there's so many of you out there that are really cranking, really doing some beautiful work. I love the way you're thinking. I went through and I picked about 10 or 11, maybe 12. I can't remember what I picked. Of ones that really struck me, where I thinking about the conceit, the drama of nature, looking at how they use their reference, also looking at some of the statements that you guys made, because I like looking at the statements and see how you guys think. Not that it was really part of the judgment or judging, but in one case or a couple of cases, it really did affect me, and so I just wanted to include some of that.
Before we dive into that, though, we've got some sales to go over.
Yeah, let's do that. We're doing a pre-Black Friday. As you know, we are 1 week out from Black Friday, or maybe you don't know. We're 6 days away from our American Thanksgiving. And for those of you that aren't in the United States, that's our big celebration for way back when our first settlers came here and gave thanks for their first year. Or at least that's the tradition. There's a lot of other stuff about it now, but I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays, and we have that coming up next Thursday. And then Friday is traditional Black Friday. That's now become a worldwide event, and so we have a pre-Black Friday, which is today, and it is. Go ahead, Nick. Tell them what it is.
So Every day from now to Black Friday, we're having a 1-day sale, and today you can get our complete animation course for 80% off. That's only $25 for our #1 selling class. This is
80%.
Yep, this is the lowest price it's ever been.
That's insane.
It's the lowest we ever plan on making it. So I would get it while it's hot, because this deal ends tomorrow. There's already a countdown clock rolling on it. So if you go to creatureartteacher.com, I'll post a link in the comments as well. But I mean, this is the course that kind of started everything with the website and really got things rolling.
Yeah, I remember, when I first started, the whole idea was to start sharing my animation knowledge And so the first course I wanted to do was an animation course, and that's what we did. And man, that was, how long ago was that? 7 years ago.
Yep.
And it's still, it's still a course I'm very proud of. There's a lot of great information in there, and I think somewhere down the road we're going to expand on it. Obviously, I've been doing more animation courses, but I'd like to go back and revisit it. And we're also talking about creating some books out of our courses, not to put too much out there, but you might see something like that in the next couple of years coming out of us, textbooks and that sort of thing. So we're excited about that. But that's the course, or that's the sale going on. So definitely take advantage of it. And then between, after Black Friday and Christmas, there's going to have a lot, Cyber Monday and all that. We're going to have a lot of sales going on in there too. So get your pocketbooks ready for all of that. But let's move on. Let's move on.
Oh, one other thing before we move on to the contest. We also have a pre-order on Tony Cipriano's new ZBrush class. Making Monsters is 50% off from now until that course comes out November 30th, which is 11 days from now.
I was going to say, that's right around the corner.
Right around the corner. So,
and he's cranking on that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, hasn't he finished it?
Yeah, I believe he's done, and I've got to finish up the edit this week.
Man, I got to tell you, we've gotten so many. This month, we've gotten so many courses. I've got my course that I'm trying to get done. It's becoming almost impossible to do it between all the other responsibilities. But we got my course. We got Armand Serrano, who's finished up shooting for his course. We have David Coleman, who's finished shooting up for his. And he didn't finish shooting up. He finished shooting for his. And we have Tony Cipriano. So we've got a lot of really great courses coming up over the next month that we're really excited about, and from people that we've been really excited about as well. So there you go. But let's jump over to this. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. The Drama of Nature. So, like I said, we've got some really great entries from, like I said, over 450. I think the specific number was 461, and it was great. I was so happy to see the enthusiasm and to see the how you guys listened and applied the drama of nature to the work that you were doing. And also I want to mention that this is not going to be our last giveaway sponsored by cashforyourmac.com. They are really happy with how things are going. They're happy with this turnout, and we definitely want to do more together. And so if you are looking, by the way, if you're looking for an affordable Mac, Nick and I are all Mac based. I've used Mac since the 90s, since I started in college. And I've always loved them. I know they're higher in price, which is what's great about these guys over at Cash for Your Mac, because they do take used Macs, refurbish them, basically bring them up to new, and you guys can get them at a much easier cost point and price point. And I think that's great. Like I was mentioning last week, that Nick and I have this dream of becoming kind of a one-stop shop for you guys in the education realm, where you can get your education, you can get your software, and you can get your hardware. And we're really happy about that we're kind of working towards that. What's that?
They can't see you. They only see yours.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to stop yapping, and we're going to start talking about the drama of nature. So I'm going to click through in no particular order, except I do have my last couple at the end are my two top favorites, and then I have of the two, the last one is my favorite. But I do want to go through and just start clicking and seeing what we got. So let's go to the first one. This is one where I looked at the reference.
Show him? Yeah.
What's that?
He's able to bring it up.
Oh, gotcha. So this is one. These are a macaque mother and child, and this is one that struck me because I looked at the reference. Obviously, this is a pair that are sitting in a cage, and we do have the mother and child bond, But beyond that, it's just, they're just sitting in a cage. But when you look at what they did with the finished rendering, they changed the lighting. They're sitting in the rain, being protected, really showing the drama of the natural environment around them, adding water droplets and all of that. And I love the value structure in there. And I just thought this person did. This is Stelios from Greece. Um, I thought it was just a wonderful job, and I thought it was nice. So there you go. And I think that's charcoal. I'm assuming that's charcoal. Um, really nice work. Very nice. Here's another one that once again, a lot of what I was drawn to was the creativity of taking the the reference and what the end product was. And so this is one where I see that they were inspired by this down shot of this tiger walking through the water and coming in and seeing this beautiful reflection and turning it into something uh, kind of reminiscent of Lion King, but different at the same time. I love the plants growing up out of the reflection. I just think it's a beautiful image. This is one I don't have reference, but the image struck me. This is from Miguel from the Philippines, and it was the composition that really struck me because you look in the upper right, and it's all this big, massive shapes, and as it all funnels down to this lower corner, and it really has this driving force, and it's tight down there, and you really feel the tension going down to this monkey. I love the drawing style as well, but for me, this one was really all about the composition that struck me. And it's a Philippine monkey eating eagle, one of the largest eagles, well, one of the largest raptors in the world. And and it's just like I said, I just thought it was super dramatic with everything funneling your eye right down into that tight corner, and you can feel the kind of the constraints that the monkey's going through. I thought that was really interesting. This is another one that I really loved. For me, it was more about the rendering that I liked. Uh, Zandoval, I think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying it right from the U.S. Um, Here, it's a garter snake and some strawberries, and brought them together into this pencil drawing. And it was the pencil drawing. It was just the design quality of the pencil drawing that really struck me. I love the elegance of it, all of that. I just thought that was nice. And I like to see some traditional pencil drawing every once in a while. So, but the discipline that it took to do those scales and everything really struck me. And so there you go. I thought that was nice. Here's another one from Miriam from Kazakhstan. This is the reference that she put together, which I thought was cool. And she created something that, I remember reading her statement about the snow leopard. They're in such a predicament or a precarious place in um, just from an ecological standpoint. They're very easily affected by man. They're very secretive, and it's been an issue forever, for a very long time as far as man. And so one of the things she did was put it in black and white back, to show how old, how far back it goes. I thought it was a really interesting idea that she did one of them in black and white to kind of mimic a black and white photo because these issues have been going on for so long. But I really like the the design as well. I love the graphic quality. Um, I love the color. I love the idea of it being black and white. I like the idea of it being a diptych, which is the two images that go together. There's a lot in here that I think are really working well. Here's another one. Obviously, this is just straight off the internet, Getty Images, which I don't always recommend. Like I said, I always try to encourage people to shoot their own reference. But I'm as guilty as the next person. I have in the past pulled reference off the internet. And if you really are just using it as a starting point, and I mean really just a starting point, to take it someplace really different, then I think it's okay. And in this case, I thought the finished image was really different than what we started. Yes, it's two tigers in the water, but the composition and the two tigers themselves and everything else just has a completely different mood, different everything's different about it. And so I just thought it was a really nice image. And the idea of drama of nature, everything, nature and it's, by its definition is this delicate balance, right? And here we have these two tigers that are creating this yin and yang type symbol, which to me is balance. And I just thought it was an interesting interpretation.
Someone said it looks like tigers floating in a sea of matcha tea.
Yes. Ooh, I want some tea now. Very, very nice. I really love that.
When you get to before you get to the winner, and I know we got a little ways to go before we do that, I want to do our question of the week
Yes.
before we reveal the winner.
Gotcha. Yep. Now this person, this is the only image they provide. They didn't provide any a reference or anything like that. But I was really, and I don't know how much drama of nature we get out of it. But as far as the character design goes, I just really love it. And I just wanted you guys to see it, just to see how far, you can push your shapes and your designs and still get a sense of what these characters are. It's obvious, this is a rhino, and it's a black rhino to be more specific. And the only reason I know that is because of the design of the horns, the fact that it's got the oxpecker on them. I love this image. I thought it was great. And here's another one. This one was actually done a while back, but there's a couple things I liked about this. This is from Patricia here in the U.S. And she did a beautiful pastel. This is soft pastel. And one of the things I liked about it, you could ask, okay, how is this the drama of nature? Well, it's a African lion, obviously. And one of the things I love seeing a story, and in this case, there's not a ton of story, but when you see scars and that sort of thing on a weathered face, that to me starts to tell you of a history and of a story and drama. And so I thought, I thought that, with just a small piece of this lion's face, we're getting that. You get very subtly the reflection in the eye of the savannah. And to me, the savannah, Dustin's experienced it, and Nick's experienced it. It's really sky and it's earth, and it's the meeting of sky and earth. And when you look in that eye, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the sky reflected and the earth reflected. And to me, you're seeing the lion's kind of whole world reflected in that eye, and within that world, he's acquired these scars. There's a lot in there that you can take from this image, and I thought that was kind of cool. Thanks, Patricia. Another beautiful one from DJ in Canada, from the Pacific Northwest. Beautiful, beautiful reference imagery. And I thought they really did a great job taking that, and I thought they elevated it in the illustration, and really kind of recomposed, adding the bald eagle in there, and this is nothing but drama, and nothing but nature and physics and forces and everything else that we see in environments like this. And I just think it's really great. I loved the use of complementary colors and analogous colors. So you've got, with the analogous colors, you've got your greens and turquoise feeding into, your deeper blues. But then you've also got some oranges thrown in there as complementary colors playing against, for your hot colors, playing against the cool blues. And I just think it makes the whole thing really rich and really dance. Just really, really well done. Nicely done. Look at that rock in the lower right. Those really warm oranges and reds played against the greens and blues. That's what I'm talking about when you see these really beautiful complements playing against each other. Really nice. So actually, we kind of we went through this pretty quickly, a lot quicker than I expected. We might have time to do some art actually, but we are down to Detlef. Uh, Detlef, we actually know Detlef. Detlef did a watercolor. We did a water right before COVID. We did a watercolor um, uh, workshop. Thank you. I couldn't remember the word. We did a watercolor workshop in Sarasota, Florida. Detlef is part of it, and what a great painter Detlef is. I've been a fan. I've bought one or two of his pieces. I know I've got one. I can't remember if I bought two. I just think he's a great painter and an even better human being. He does a lot of his work for conservation, which I think is fantastic, and just a great guy. He's from Belgium, and this is a stellar sea eagle. This is one piece of reference that he had, and then he had this. It's not a great photograph, but it's a great pose. These eagles are so massive and just beautiful. You find a lot of them, mostly from northern Japan, up along the Russian coast through Kamchatka and up towards the Aleutian Islands. They'll sometimes make it up to Alaska, but that's basically where you'll find them. The Stellar Sea Eagle is through that North Pacific part of the world, along the eastern Russian coast down through Japan. Just absolutely beautiful. And then here is his interpretation. And one of the things, if you follow any kind of any watercolor artists out there, one of my favorite watercolor artists is a guy named Morton Solberg, Solberg. I don't think there's an E. I don't think it's Sole, but Morton Solberg, and and he has this way of being really free with his watercolors. I've been a fan of it since I was a kid, and also tightening up in areas and creating this sense of drama. And I see Detlef doing something similar in his own style, and I just really love it. When one of the things about watercolor, because it can be so tough, is people fight it and they fight it and they fight it, and a lot of times you just got to let watercolor do what it does. Let watercolor be watercolor, and I think Detlef is really an expert at that. He really lets the watercolor do its thing and let it create its own drama. And so through the medium itself and the posing of the bird, he's created this really strong uh, composition and thrust through the image. It's very dramatic. I love it. I think it's really great. Um, Before we move on to the next one, which is our winner, why don't we go on over to the question?
Jump over. You're gonna have to minimize your full screen there.
Oh, that's right. Let me hit escape. Okay. Shoot, I had yeah, stay on me because I want to. Don't look at the screen yet because I actually had something pulled up earlier, and I don't think it's there now. So I got to go to.
Question.
Yeah, let me do this.
The question's up. You want me to go ahead and read it?
Yes.
So this 3 week's quality question is from Daniel Lewis, or Luis, not sure how you pronounce last name, apologize. I wanted to know how it was making the jump from traditional artwork to digital after having worked in the industry for so many years.
Good. Let me see where. Okay, there it is. I pulled this up specifically because I read that question. I want to be ready ahead of time. You know what? I had, because of the equipment. That's the thing. That's the beauty of if you have the right equipment. The beauty of switching over to from traditional to uh, digital can be almost seamless. And I know not everybody has that ability, but um, if you have the ability to get an iPad, which is pretty close to what I started with, I think it's really seamless. The hardest thing is learning the software. Um, and so what I did was I wanted to pull this up because this is an image right here. There we go. Let's pull that up there. So this is this yawning lion. This is the very first digital image I painted. And even now, I still think it feels pretty good. And the reason is I had a Cintiq and I had um, a basic understanding of Photoshop. A friend of mine had talked to me. And this is all just painted on one layer as if I was painting in pastels, basically. And I found it really cool that I could change the size of the brush of the pastel, but it's all just done with a round brush. I wasn't even tapering anything because I didn't know you could do that. It's really just a round brush changing the size from big to small. That's all it was. And I was able to create this over a couple of hours. And so the reason I'm showing you this is that if you have the right equipment, um, then it can go fairly painless. Um, just because I was using what I already knew about drawing and painting. So that's why I'm always pushing, um, trying to understand both. One of the great things I found as I became more and more immersed in digital drawing and painting was that it affected my traditional drawing and painting. And my traditional drawing and painting completely affected my digital because that's where I started. But I found it goes back and forth now. And as I've done more and more over the last 15 years, 18 years now, as I've done more and more digital painting, I've found myself loosening up, freeing up, getting much more comfortable with the empty canvas so that when I sit down with a traditional canvas, I'm not as stiff as I used to be, or I'd be so nervous about ruining a canvas. I just sit in there, I sit down and just attack it now.
So when was this? This was 2003-ish, somewhere in there?
I think this is 2005.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah.
that's when you took the dive in.
Yeah, 2005, because I remember I moved to California in 2004, and I still hadn't, I'm from Florida, I still hadn't done any digital work. And we started doing this film while we were out there. And I remember I was developing this movie called King of the Elves, and I was doing everything with ink and watercolor. And I finally realized, okay, I gotta switch over because it was going to be a CG film. I might as well start doing my development work digitally, and so that's what I did, and went ahead and bought a Cintiq, and that was that.
Interesting Twitch comment. Somebody just said, I guess the switching the other way is much harder. Like if you start digital and go traditional, it's people think it's harder. I wonder if that's true.
That's a weird concept to me because I'm an old guy, and there was, for most of my life, there's no such thing as doing anything digital. Digital art wasn't something that came about, or digital painting, really until after I graduated. There was a little bit while I was in college, but it really didn't come about until after I graduated college, and I was well established in my job already. I still remember my boss coming up to me, Max Howard, I think it was when we were animating on Beauty and the Beast. May have been later, maybe it been on Lion King, and he said to me, he goes, Aaron, in just maybe 10 years from now, you're going to be doing that on a computer screen. That's how he put it. You're going to do that on a computer. I said, what do you mean? He goes, you're going to be drawing on a computer screen. I said, get out of here. There's no way. I said, how the heck do you draw there's no way you're going to be drawing on a computer screen. That makes no sense to me. And sure enough, 10 years later, that's the only way I do it now. Or 20 years later from that, 25 years later. Oh shoot, 30 years later.
I was gonna say Beauty and the Beast just had its 30th anniversary.
So that was 30 years ago. And back then I couldn't even conceive of drawing and painting on a computer screen. And so yes. So the long answer to what you were saying is, in the last 30 years, obviously a lot of people have been born that have grown up in the digital age. And I've worked with several artists that just blew me away by their painting abilities, but had never, by their digital painting abilities, but had never done anything traditional. And so I would really push them, and man, they would fall apart doing their traditional work and really get frustrated. That was the other thing I saw, how frustrated they would get. But when they came back, like I said, they affect each other. Traditional work affects your digital and vice versa. And it's really interesting to me. Uh, yeah. So anyway,
So before we go reveal the winner, I just want to let people know, and I think we've got another slide for this, Dustin. It is if you want to see your question here, we put the URL up. If you go over to the cashforyourmac.com website, they've built a page where you can submit future questions to ask Aaron, and you might see yours here on the live stream. It's kind of a long URL. It's cashforyourmac.com/Aaron_Blaise. We put a QR code up there. We're talking about getting them to shorten that up, but they're great. And if you go there,
once again, you know, the products are awesome and they guarantee them. And I wouldn't be plugging them unless I really felt strongly about them. And I'm putting myself, you know, when I was in college, I counted every dime. Nick and I both put ourselves through college. We didn't have anyone there flipping the bills for us, footing the bills for us. And Nick was a bartender.
We were flipping the burgers to
flipping the burgers, exactly. And I can't tell you how many random jobs that I did trying to get myself through college. And so I understand what it is to be counting every penny. But I also am a big advocate of having the right equipment for the job. And I just feel that, Mac is really wonderful for the type of art that we do. And so if you are looking for something that's, more affordable, then go on over to cashforyourmac.com because they've got it. And
yeah, they do trade-ins too. So if you've got one that you're looking to get rid of, they trade it in. So I think without further ado,
let's go ahead and jump over. Let me get rid of this image.
And are you going to do some drawing today as well, Aaron? What do you think?
Yeah, we can do some sketching.
That sounds good.
What do we got? It's, we're not even an hour into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me come back to my Keynote. And let's hit play. All right, Detlef. Detlef was awesome. Detlef, if you're listening, I love you, man. This is awesome. Great image. And
he's watching on YouTube. He commented and said, "Thank you very much. It's an honor to be one of the runners up." So
really, really great work. And I'm so I just love what you're doing with your foundation and all the donations and your dedication to helping the natural world. I just think it's great. So good on you. But here's our final image right here. And the winner is, first of all, I want to show you the amount of reference. Yes, there's some of my reference in there, but that's not why I picked it. It was the sheer amount and the thought process behind it. This person was really looking at anatomy, wanting to understand, look at the eyeballs, reflections, because I want to take you to the final image. Here's the final image. And at first glance, you might go, oh, that's not what I expected. But the more I sat, the more I ruminated, the more I really kind of just thought about this image, I really thought it summed up the assignment the best, which is the drama of nature. The first thing I saw was that this is the eye of a Thompson's gazelle. I knew that right away. The dark patch. And when I saw the reflection in the eye of the Thompson's gazelle, I saw a male lion who is the absolute apex of predators out on the Masai Mara, going after a young Thompson's gazelle. Instantly, I got the story. This is a parent watching their young being taken down. It's dark. It's obviously a very dark image, but it's what's been going on since the beginning of time out on the plains there, and it causes you to go down this rabbit hole of thought and meditation and just thinking about what it must be like to as a predator. And this is I want to read the comments from this person because I agree 100%. You wake up as a predator and realize if I don't catch something today, I don't eat. And as a prey animal, you go, if I don't run faster than a predator, I won't live. And it really sets up the basis of the drama of nature.
I don't think we said the winner's name because it's not on the screen.
Oh, well, this is Kalen Sink. I'm going to give the last name. Kalen, I don't know if that's a Calen, if that's a boy or girl, sorry, or male or female. From the United States. But let me read the comments because it's kind of a lengthy statement, but I like that they took the time to write it. When I first heard the prompt, the drama of nature, the first thing that came into my mind was what wild animals have to do every day to survive. A lion wakes up every day knowing if they can't run faster than their prey, then they won't be able to eat. The prey know that if they can't run faster than the lion, they will be eaten. Predators often target weak, unhealthy, or young prey because they are the easiest to hunt. And although male lions aren't typically the hunters of the pride, lion hunting is possibly the most dramatic experience in the entire animal kingdom. And I've seen it firsthand, and I've got to tell you, it really is. My original idea was to just have the image of the lion hunting the baby gazelle. While this is, and that, see, this is one of the things that I loved about this because, yeah, just the idea of the lion hunting the baby is one thing, but then to put it as a reflection in the eye of an adult gazelle takes it to a whole new level. So my original idea was to have the image of the lion hunting the baby gazelle. While this is dramatic, I felt that it could have more drama and emotion. The phrase "life flashes before your eyes" kept ringing in my head. I thought of the trauma that the mothers of prey have to go through knowing their responsibility to protect their children and faced with the dangers every day and every day. Sadly, many baby animals don't have a high enough survival rate due to their weaknesses. Although it seems like a human emotion, animals mourn the dead in the same way that humans do, and some even ritualize their dead. Although we see this and say it's just nature, we seem to not truly understand the way animals feel. I completely agree. I feel, they mourn, they feel the sense of loss in the same way that we do. And adding into the original idea, I felt that I could enhance the drama and emotion knowing the mother was witnessing the event. Like I said, it's dark, but it makes an impact. Even completely black eyes in an animal convey an incredible amount of emotion and gave me the perfect opportunity to combine the ideas. Although it was tough to paint a reflection and maintain the local color of the eye looking dark, the result conveys extreme drama and emotion and accounts for events that happen every day in nature. So, very, very cool. I think it's a great idea. You've done very, very well. And congratulations on your new iPad Pro. I think it's great. And but once again, even though everyone else didn't win, I just want to say how beautiful I thought overall all the images were, and I really want to encourage you guys to keep going at this and approach your illustrations, approach your paintings in this way. Try to, obviously I sit down every once in a while and I'm just drawing just to draw. But when I'm doing an image, I'm a finished image, a studio image, I like to try to give it some kind of design, some kind of conceit, some kind of story behind it, so that the viewer gets a little bit more than just a snapshot of a cat or whatever it might be. So thanks. I'm blown away, and I think you guys did a great job.
Yeah, and so for everybody watching who may have entered and wasn't selected or didn't know about it till today, let it be known that starting next Friday, which is Black Friday, tune into our live stream because we'll be announcing our next art challenge and a new theme and a new topic and another chance to win an iPad from our friends over at cashforyourmac.com. So
yes.
congratulations to everybody. The work really was good. It was really hard going through 460 plus images and narrowing it down.
461.
461.
Yes. So that took several hours for me to do. More than several, but I got through it. Let me hit escape here. There we go. Great job. Great job. Great job.
So we can do a little drawing?
Let's do a little drawing. Let's do a little drawing. No, I don't want to keep that. We're just going to get rid of that. Let's quit Keynote. And maybe we'll do a request. Because I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Sure, why not? Let's open it up to requests. If you've got an idea for what Aaron should draw, type some ideas in the comments. Let's see what jumps out of this. I'll start reading stuff off to you, Aaron.
Right on. Right on. Right on.
Let's see. What do people got here? People say congrats to the winner. Congrats to the winner. Let's see. A maned wolf. That's a first suggestion.
Maned wolf. We get that request a lot.
Yeah, and I don't think you've ever done one.
You know what? I'm going right with it. That's the first one you said. I'm going with the first thing suggested.
Yep, that was from Twitch. That was someone said, "Can you draw a wolf on YouTube?" And then I saw maned wolf over on Twitch. So I think that's where we're gonna go.
We're gonna do it, and I'm gonna really push the caricature. I love the legs on a maned
Rhyme
wolf.
Fox on Twitch suggested that.
Who was it?
Rhyme Fox.
Right on. I got to look up.
Oh, someone else saying a maned wolf. So yeah, there you go. Got to get some reference.
Yes. Now once again here I'm going right to Google Images, but I'm going to change it up. I want to see what we got here. Look at those legs. Woo! I love it. I love it. All right, what do we want to have them doing? Oh, okay. Think of
While you're pulling that up, for people that join late, I want to let them know we're running an 80% off sale today only on our website. Our complete animation course, which is pretty much our most popular course, is 80% off right now if you go to creatureartteacher.com. That's a one-day only sale. We're doing a new sale every day from now to Black Friday. So be sure to check the website every day between now and then. And then we've got a whole bunch of special surprises planned for you next week. So stay tuned. That's T-O-O.
that's TOOND.
Yep.
All right, let's draw. Let's draw. I want to think. What's a small, squat South American creature? Capybara, armadillo, tapir. Maned wolves are. I think their range is basically Argentina. I think. What is the maned wolf's range? Maned wolf range. I think they're Argentina. Actually, no, it's mainly Brazil. Ah, okay. Okay. I thought they were down around out in the plains of Argentina. I was wrong. I was wrong. Yes. Yeah, they're all throughout Brazil. But I see it.
Have you ever seen a tusker elephant on your African travels?
Oh, yes. Yes, matter of fact, remember we saw that one big one? We didn't stop. I wanted to stop.
Yeah.
That big male with giant tusks.
He was a little off in the distance.
He was, but I wanted him to just take a drive over.
Steven.
And Georgie Guanti is asking what you guys thought of the artwork that he submitted for the contest.
What's that?
Georgie Guanti, he submitted.
I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. We had 461 entries. So don't ask that, Dustin. Sorry, Georgie. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to do like a caricature.
Honey Badger 93 says, I finally saved enough to buy one of your courses this morning, and I'm really looking forward to getting sucked in. Thank you, Mr. Blaise.
Well, I'm glad. It's our goal that we set the prices low enough for everyone to be able to afford them. So I'm glad you're able to get it.
Steve Zanecki says, FYI, the post office delivered my book order yesterday afternoon, and the books are outstanding. Thanks, Aaron and crew.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yep, they're making their way. We've been being told
Making their way in the world today.
takes everything you got.
There you go.
Yeah, we've been getting some messages from people that they've been arriving. So thank you so much for sharing those with us. And both books are starting to hit people's inboxes. And for those of you that are in Australia and Europe and Asia, be patient. They're heading your way too. A lot of them have already shipped, and it's just taking a little time. So.
It just kills me that they came from Asia to go back to Asia.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's the process.
Yep. Well, you had to sign it.
Good.
But we were really happy with the quality, and hopefully the people that have them are. So far, everybody seems to really be enjoying it. We still have a few left. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/books, you can still order some. And the sooner you order, the more likely you are to get it before Christmas. I can say that.
Where did the idea for the theme of Drama of Nature come from?
Where did it come from? It was kind of a joint effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just something we were kind of. You wanted to do something.
Yeah.
I think I said something with nature, and you said I want something dramatic, and then we kind of said,
okay, the drama of nature. And is there a way to turn the button off on the stylus? There is, right?
Probably. I always click that thing too. It drives me crazy.
It drives me nuts because when you push the button in your drawing, it stops the line. Let me go. Let's see if I can turn that off. Oh, excuse me.
Rhythm on Twitch asks, is there going to be an original art sale with the charcoals like you did a couple of months ago anytime soon?
Yes. We are going to do that.
Is this your first time drawing a maned wolf?
Yes. Disabled. Oh, disabled. There we go.
Twitch
And
or YouTube
disabled.
question rather.
Right.
Anna asks, have you ever heard of a sand cat? It's so cute, and it's one of the smallest cats in the world, I believe.
I have. Good. Okay, so
What's the name of the cat?
turned off now, so it works. Sand cat.
Sand cat?
No, it's still doing it. Something about my. I wonder if I've got a little bug in my stylus. If I need a new stylus. Yeah, it's driving me nuts. It's like, ah. It does this thing where it just stops drawing on the line.
If you were to choose, YouTube question, if you were to choose between a Wacom Cintiq and an iPad Pro, which one would you choose and why?
Well, for me, I'm still a little bit old school, and so I don't use my iPad nearly as much as I use my Cintiq. I find that when I'm not at my Cintiq, I'm mainly bringing my traditional gear out into the field. So I don't use. I mean, I sometimes use my iPad, but not as much.
You tend to use it more on airplanes for some reason.
I do, yeah. I would get the Cintiq.
But having said that, the iPad Pro is incredible.
It's absolutely incredible.
I mean, that's just because you tend to gravitate more towards desktop work. If you're looking for something that's portable and relatively affordable, I mean, it's hard to go wrong with an iPad. They really are.
Yeah.
Especially the pencil is darn close to as good, if not as good, as a Wacom stylus. That's for sure. Pretty amazing.
So you see what I'm doing is I'll come in and just, I want to get all the proportions right first.
Erica Bates asking any dates for the next workshop set.
You know, we were talking about that.
We have some prospective dates in mind, but we haven't announced it.
She's talking about live event. I mean, not an internet event, but live in person, right?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
We're basically thinking next spring is kind of, well, not spring, we're sort of early in the year. Is kind of what we were thinking, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
When the weather is still nice and cool in Florida. And it's
I'd like to do something in March-ish. So, well, I'll get really scribbly trying to find a pose. They get that big mane right up on top of along their back. And I'll move stuff around. One of the great benefits of working digitally, right? But the key at this stage is I keep everything really, like getting that little negative space where the elbow is, keeping everything really loose and spontaneous.
Have you seen any of the season 2 of Tiger King?
I watched it all. I hate myself. I took a shower afterwards.
Wait, did you watch all of season 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's not much to it.
not as much as the first one.
No.
I'm
There is
still-
not a single redeeming quality of anybody in that show. I don't know why I watched it. I hate myself. I hate myself for watching it.
I'm still on just the second episode.
Yeah, I didn't even make it through the first season.
Hmm?
I didn't make it through the first season.
What if he's had his head like he's looking up, like you cut his attention. We cut his attention.
Here in Austria, COVID is getting worse and worse. On Monday, we're in our 4th lockdown. How's the situation in your place?
We live in Florida. We have an idiot governor,
Who doesn't care?
but anyway, I don't want to turn it into a big political thing. Not that COVID to me is not political. It just is what it is. It's turned into political, but
Idiot, what idiot.
but yeah, here we'll never go through another lockdown here. That's too big, right? I think I've gone too big there. Liking that body. I love those legs. That's one thing I like We have to draw a couple of these real quick. Sorry.
It's actually kind of fun just watching you explore the process.
What is the Waking Sleeping Beauty documentary about?
It's basically how Disney got back on its feet back in the late 80s and 90s. It covers basically when I started working there, it's covering that period and a little bit before. It's Waking Sleeping Beauty. Because they were about to shut Disney down, shut animation down, you know, in the mid 80s. It was a money suck. Wasn't doing well at all.
And Kurt Michael summed up Tiger King perfectly. He said the Tiger King shows the worst of humanity in an amusing and entertaining way.
Yes. Cringy kind of way.
Hugs from Brazil. Are you drawing a Brazilian mean wolf?
I am. Hugs back.
Another YouTube comment. I received 2 Lilo Rosh bags from India today. Aaron, they are beautiful. Thanks for recommending them.
You know, I will recommend them till the cows come home. They are so great and great people.
Someone asks if we're going to be at CTN this year, and sadly the answer is no. This is our first year we won't be there, and well, they didn't have it last year because of COVID. So we've gone about 3 or 4 in a row, and we've just got some scheduled conflicts.
Well, just everything got away from us, especially with the book.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the choice, right? We could be at CTN, or we could be getting people what they paid for.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather get everyone their book.
How many feet in distance did you keep when you saw wild animals of I would say in Montana it's like bison and grizzly bear, wolves, etc.
Oh, you certain animals you keep a certain distance, and so um,
I think with bison it was like what 25 feet.
I can't remember.
The bears and wolves I think it was 100
So yards.
yards. Yards.
So this is a question we get from time to time. I get it on Twitter, and I'm going to go ahead or Twitch, and I'm going to go ahead and ask it and answer it. Do you have Procreate brushes? And if so, are they similar to your Photoshop ones? So the answer to that is we only have one set specifically for Procreate, and that is included with our Procreate class, where he's taken his brush set number 1 and optimized it specifically for Procreate. However, if you have Procreate version 5 or above, it supports importing Photoshop brushes. So, short answer is all of our brushes work in Procreate. You just might need to adjust them a little bit. Your mileage might vary, yada, yada, yada. But
Yeah.
but we do have one set specifically optimized for it if you get our Procreate course. We're planning on optimizing all of them over time, but for the most part, if you get them, you can bring them in and they should work. And I've heard the same thing about the latest version of Clip Studio and all that as well. So, which we're going to try on a future live stream.
Ah.
Someone's saying it sort of looks like a horse.
It does, doesn't it? I've got him trotting. I've got him trotting. You know, trotting. Did you hear Manny's narration of the cowboy wisdom?
No, I saw that he posted it, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's
It popped up when I was packing.
it is so good. It's it's really good. Never look straight up at a bird. He's got that voice. I love it.
Posted a link in the comments. I haven't watched it. So I hope it's good.
I can fold the ears back.
Pandora on YouTube says, I'm really digging the sassy wolf.
Yes. I'm blunting everything though. I'm not caricaturing it enough.
Aaron, have you watched Arcane on Netflix?
Yes, I'm blown away by it.
The story's, in my opinion, great, and the art style is so amazing and unique.
Yep, I agree. I concur. So you'll see when I'm doing this kind of thing, I'm really constantly moving things around, opening up the silhouette, constantly adjusting as I go. It's all about clarity and getting the right aesthetic, getting the right kind of flow of forms into another form. And I'll just come through and I'll redraw again and again and again until I get it right.
How to develop the way of thinking and use it as an artist? I think person's asking, like, how do you develop the way you think as an artist and using that?
That it really comes with time. I've this is just something I've developed over the years. Matter of fact, I'm gonna move all this back. Give a little more length to the body.
How was Jeffrey Katzenberg as a boss?
I thought he was great. He's very clear to the point. I love Jeffrey. I didn't work directly with him. I didn't work with him after he left Disney. I never went to DreamWorks. I stayed at Disney after he left. But I had friends that went over to DreamWorks and really enjoyed working. I've had meetings with him, after the fact, and he was great. Knows what he wants. I'll tell you that.
You looked at going to DreamWorks at one point, right? Like
I did. Yeah.
You could have directed Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. He was kind of direct, offering that to us at the time, and I remember thinking that's a low hanging fruit idea. A panda that knows kung fu. I thought it was such a bad idea. What an idiot.
Yeah, you were wrong on that one.
I was.
But you are right. When you hear it on the surface, it does sound.
Like, come on, man, try a little harder. That's kind of what my mentality was.
Somebody's saying, "Hey, Aaron, how's it going?
Good.
If you could gain a new artistic superpower, what would it be?"
I love playing music, and I'd love to be a better musician. If that's actually what you're asking. Whoops. Or you know what? Sculpting. I'd love to be a better sculptor. There we go. Get that leg way out there. There. There we go. There we go. Let's bring this up here.
Kurt Michael's asking Aaron, how's Snowbear coming on?
Oh, stop it.
Christmas release?
No.
Did you get to see the Mushka panel with Andrea Deja last night?
No. I did not. I didn't realize. I didn't know what was going on. Did he premiere it yet?
I think it's part of the whole CTN stuff.
I know, but they did a panel on it, so I was wondering if they premiered it
I believe so.
already. And if they did, I'm curious to hear how it was. I'm sure it was beautiful.
What does that guy know about animation?
Yeah, just Andreas.
Actually, that was one of the cool things about CTN. I remember one year when you were drawing at one desk and giving a talk, and on the other side of the room, he was drawing and giving a talk at the same time.
Yeah.
People were very conflicted about where to go. They just kind of stood in the middle watching you both. It was cool.
Remember when I went to Paris for the first time to do some work for Disney? Andreas was there, and really, I was only 25, and Andreas took me under his wing and kind of showed me around. It was great. We had a good time.
Here's a Twitch question. You've always said that you never stop learning. Can you please share with us something you've recently learned?
I was going to say something really catty. Oh, that's a tough one.
Just because you're on the spot. I know there's a
Yeah.
bajillion things. It's probably something really mundane, like how to do something very specific in Photoshop.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to think about that.
Oh, you know what I learned yesterday?
What's that?
The new version of Adobe Premiere that just came out. It's technically part of the beta, but anybody can activate it and turn it on. You know how we sometimes use that one piece of software, Sonic Fire, that lets you get music to specifically the length of your video?
Oh, yeah.
So Premiere basically now kind of has that built in. So like if we have a track that's not as long or too short or whatever as our video, it'll remix it automatically.
Really?
Yeah, seamlessly without any hiccups. And you can say, oh, I want more looping parts and less dynamic. There's all sorts of variables and stuff you can adjust. I watched the whole video on it yesterday. It looks super cool. Have you ever tried VR modeling like Gravity Sketch?
No.
Well, you tried Tilt Brush, right?
I did.
It was VR drawing, right?
Yes.
YouTube comment. Hey, did you know the Black Cauldron is on Disney Plus? It's Aaron's favorite.
Speaking of Andreas did the most footage on that movie.
Yep. He did what's the goofy character?
I don't know what character was his, but
No, I do because it was the weird Muppet looking character that's like
what was the
like a
character's
furry
name?
monkey looking thing.
Yeah.
I've only seen that movie one time. Wasn't Princess and the Frog the last hand animated Disney movie?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
I believe that also came out the same weekend as Avatar. Which probably didn't help things.
No, it didn't.
Have you known anybody that worked on Road to El Dorado or Sinbad?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of friends that worked on that. Yep.
You.
Here's a follow-up question on the new learning. Well, I know you did a lot of research and learned a lot of new things on your Birds of Prey class. Any other course that required much new learning lately, or just new learning in general?
Not really. Because I'm delving into some animation stuff, so I'm really just kind of diving deep into my animation and just going into the more advanced stuff for this next course that we're doing.
Oh, Gurgi was the name of the
Gurgi, that's right. I kept wanting to say gherkin, like a pickle.
Speaking of Andreas Deha, what do you think of Runaway Brain? The Mickey short.
Well, he was working on Runaway Brain or just finishing it up in Paris when I was there.
And I think I brought this up. You have a Runaway Brain coffee mug in your cabinet.
I do.
I think I brought this up on a previous live stream. That's like the one short you can't find it.
That's weird to me.
It's not on Disney Plus, as far as I know. I can't find it online. I don't know if they've like buried it because they don't want to think of Mickey as.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's weird. I'm sure there's some executive somewhere thinking, I don't know.
If anybody knows where to find Runaway Brain, post it in the comments because I've looked and I can't find it. Because I never got to see it. I used to have a T-shirt of it, and I always wanted to see it, and I never got to see it.
Oh,
Kirk Michael's asking, are you using your famous pastel seed brush
yes.
for this splendid work?
You can get this brush for free if you go to creatureartteacher.com and join our newsletter, which is right on the homepage there.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to get a little personality in here.
Huh. It's kind of an interesting question. Have you ever thought about the fact that we have no idea what the shields on dinosaurs like the Triceratops or Stegosaurus actually looked like? There's a theory that they may have actually had beautiful colors and patterns on their shields to attract mates, similar to peacock's feathers.
Yeah,
That might make a good drawing for a future live stream, perhaps?
I think that'd be a great idea. Now, I think they were there to help cool blood. Was part of their function, along with display, and although males and females had the big. So I think it was more of a function of blood cooling, especially if they lived in a hot region.
Oh, Erica Faye says Andreas showed 2 clips from Mushka last night. They still have 2 shots left to animate. It's not-
Ah! How was it? Did she say?
She hasn't said yet. But she just posted that a second ago. It's very good. Let's see. Be honest. Papa John's or Domino's?
Domino's.
Those watching internationally, those are pizza joints. Or delivery pizza places. You said you used grown long hair and then cut it for charities for people fighting cancer, right? Could you please tell us more about that? You've inspired me to do the same thing, and I'd like to learn a little more about it.
It's called, there's two. There's Wigs for Kids and Locks of Love. And I've donated to both. And they're for cancer victims and burn victims. And usually, wherever you get your hair cut, they'll be associated with one or the other or both. And so they'll take care of it. So really, for me, it was just a matter of getting my hair cut, saying where I wanted it sent off to, and they took care of it. They would bag my hair and do it for me. And like I said, I think the minimum was a foot. I think you need a foot of hair to cut, although don't quote me on that because I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I would get it cut, send it out, grow it out, get it cut, send it out. I did that for about 20 years. And until this last one, I finally just got tired of having long hair, especially in Florida. And so, so over that period of 8 years or 20 years, I think I kept track of it all. I donated about 8 feet of hair. And it really became something important, when Karen, my wife, Dustin's mother, when she was diagnosed with cancer and she lost her hair, it became a big deal for us.
Were you doing it prior to that?
Yep.
I didn't realize that. I just assumed.
Oh no, I'd actually been doing it for years before that.
Erica says it's beautiful and it's going to be a tearjerker. You can tell. Mushka.
Oh, good. That Andreas, he doesn't produce garbage, I'll tell you that.
YouTube question: do you draw with your brush in Photoshop at 100% flow and opacity?
Yes,
Now your stylus is set to pressure sensitivity, though, right?
it is. So
And
like
see, I think,
if I do a line, you can see I can do it light, or I can go really hard,
and I
just
think,
like a regular pencil.
I think depending on what tablet or device you're out there using, the pressure sensitivity is what throws people off. Because we've gotten that question sometimes, and I've realized that there are certain devices that aren't even pressure sensitive. So
Oh, I see. So it just goes 100%.
basically, yeah, and they don't know how to make the adjustments and compensate for it. So that's come up a few times.
Yes, well, especially with a mouse. If you're trying to do it with a mouse, forget it because it's 100%. And this has come up several times. Don't try to do any kind of digital art with a mouse. Just don't.
I've seen people do it like.
And I've had plenty of people tell me, I've done it fine. No, you haven't.
Well, I've seen some incredible mouse artwork done.
Yeah, that's like saying I've done really beautiful Etch-a-Sketch art.
Right.
It's just, no, you didn't. You may have done great compared to other mice or however mouses. But when it comes to using a stylus, that's the most natural way of doing it.
So what's the differences? What are the differences between eagles and owls?
Eagles and owls?
Eagles and owls. I
Uh,
think it's kind of obvious what the differences are between the two.
yeah, I mean, there's lots of differences between the two, right down to the way the feathers are built. An owl's feathers, especially on the wings, have little barbels on them to break up the air so that their prey, like mice and things like that, can't hear them coming.
I think
The size of the eyes inside their head, the they're both they're built completely differently for two different lifestyles and diets and everything else.
Yeah. I think the real question would be, what's the difference between a hawk and an eagle? Because even I tend to
Yeah.
mix those two up quite
Well, a
often.
lot of that is size, mainly.
Are eagles usually bigger than hawks?
Always, yeah.
Someone's also pointing out that different quality styluses have different quality levels of pressure sensitivity, so that might be what some people run into as well.
True.
Isn't the 16-inch one that the Wacom one? Isn't that the sensitivity?
Oh my gosh. Speaking of which, we've got one.
Oh yeah.
We got to do an unboxing.
Yep, it's sitting there on the counter.
We've gotten so caught up. We've been so caught up in the books. I forgot to tell you guys, we've got the latest Wacom Pro 16. And I'm going to be doing an unboxing and a review. Let's do it next week.
Sounds like a plan.
Want to do it?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Carolyn says, I have a friend who draws comics on a trackpad.
Here it is, right here. Switch it over.
Yep.
So I'm not even going to unbox it yet. I've had it. I'm not going to unbox it until we're with you guys. I'm going to hook it up to a laptop, and we're just going to go right into it and see how it goes. Or I might do it as a YouTube video. Might probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it as a YouTube video.
I'll
But,
show your home address on
so there's my home address.
the. All they can do is pause it.
I moved around enough to get it blurred.
Yeah, just gotta do all of this.
All right, so there's our sketch of our lovely maned wolf. Not a lot of character to it, although it's giving a little bit of character. Let's see.
Someone commented, this has a little bit of a Wolfwalker vibe.
Oh yeah,
Wolfwalker.
Woodwalker. So I want to go through and just redraw one more time, because I like to do that.
Does your stylus have tilt
Ooh.
sensitivity?
Yeah.
And
Yes,
how do you personally use that feature, if so?
I don't use it that much.
Ronnie Williford is watching on YouTube and says, I've got an MP4 of Runaway Brain somewhere. I'm looking for it now. It's on an external hard drive, I believe. I'll dig it up.
Ronnie Williford, who's that guy?
His course, by the way, is still on sale. His color theory course is 70% off right now. That was yesterday's sale, and it extended into today. So you still got a few hours left to get his Taking Control of Color. It's awesome color theory course for 70% off.
And by the way, he and I are actually going to get together this weekend. We were talking about, we haven't seen each other in a while. He's building an awesome art studio in his yard.
Ooh, when he's ready, we should do a studio tour.
I know, that's a great idea. Ooh, that's a super cool idea. But he and I are going to get together this weekend. Vedanta's got to go up to, she's flying up to Virginia. So I told him I'd probably come up and see him on Sunday or Monday. And but one of the things we wanted to talk about is because he and I want to do our next watercolor workshop together, like we did in Sarasota and in England. And so we want to just maybe talk about where we might want to do it.
Someone's asked, are you very keen on the multi-touch functions of the Cintiq?
No,
You actually turn it off, don't you?
I turn it off.
I usually do as well.
I find it gets in the way.
Are you planning on any new drawing from life videos?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. There we go. There. Pretty little maned wolf.
Pandora says, I paused it and I found the address. I'll be there for Thanksgiving. Buying a ticket now.
Boy, we're gonna have a house full. Nick's gonna be here. Dustin's gonna be here. Nick and family, I should say, and the rest of my family.
No, you could do a live stream from his new art studio, from Ryan's new studio.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
And any updates on Manny's course?
You know, I got to talk to Manny. I don't have an update, but other than yes, it's coming. I know Manny is busy as well.
Is there anything special you guys like to do for Thanksgiving?
I like to eat, have a couple cocktails. Just take it easy in general. Are you a big football watcher on Thanksgiving, Nick?
Not usually, because it's usually the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm not a fan. Sorry, Cowboys fans.
Sorry, Cowboys.
I grew up in the DC area. I was trained.
I'm not a sporty sports guy.
Nope. I'd say of all the people, all my friends, you're by far the least. And I've got a lot of friends that aren't into it, but you're just like, nah.
No.
No interest.
Never have. All my buddies did. I used to watch the evening news at night and watch the sports just so I could have something to say the next day. My buddies. And then Tim Mertens would always go, "Oh, this is and I'd say, "What are you doing?" He goes, "That's you talking out your ass."
How many books did you have to sign?
A lot.
A lot. Yeah.
A lot.
A lot. Thousands, plural.
Thousands.
Yeah, I think I need to get a new stylus. The line breaking up is getting really annoying now. Getting worse.
I didn't know that was a thing. When did that start?
It's been going for a little while, but it was usually only when I'm touching the trigger. But now it's just I'm not even touching the trigger and it's still doing it.
Someone's asking, Jay on YouTube asked, hey Nick, what changed? You're always live with Aaron now, and you used to just chime in remotely from an undisclosed location. What changed is we used to live 150 miles apart, and now we live 10 minutes apart.
Yep,
And we both moved. We met in a central location.
we did. Of course, Dustin's still stuck living where we were, so he's got to make the trek. It doesn't do it there. So next September, I'll be teaching a workshop, watercolor workshop, along with quite a few other artists out west in Du Bois, Montana, or no, Wyoming. Greg Beecham will be there.
Oh yeah, some people are joining late, and the subject of the video is the Drama of Nature winner. We announced the winner earlier in the stream. It was Colleen, who did a really cool eye reflection with a lion and a gazelle. And
Yeah,
we'll show it again before the end of the.
Thompson's Gazelle.
Yep, we'll show it again before we sign off. That's our iPad Pro winner, who we will be contacting very soon.
From Don Higgins, if I ordered the 100 drawing books months after ordering the art of books, will they have shipped together or separate shipping?
Separate shipping. Basically, everything is separate shipping because we didn't know when each one was coming in because they had to be printed at different times.
Yep. And we're sending them out in the order that they came in.
Yeah, so everything's getting shipped out separately.
For the latecomers, who was the winner of the iPad?
We just said that 30 seconds ago.
Yep.
Oh,
Stay out of my territory.
where did all those? Where'd you get all those skulls?
Mainly, most of them are casts, and so they are from bone clones,
Boneclones.com.
and I use them for when I'm teaching animal drawing, which is awesome because when I come up with a new character or new species that I want to teach, I order more skulls. There we go. There we go.
There we go. Which one of Glenn Keane's characters besides the Beast are your favorite that he animated?
Tarzan.
Hmm?
Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Radigan.
Oh, you animated Radigan?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. And then Oliver and Company, what's the dude behind the desk, the big guy?
Which one?
The big human behind the desk.
In...
Bad guy. In Oliver and Company.
Oh no.
And these big thick fingers. It was a small role. It was Fagin's boss.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember.
Remember those drawings that he did? They're so nice. He was just finishing up when Glenn and I first met. He was just finishing up Oliver and Company, and he had some of those drawings laying around. He was finishing up some Fagin animation and just getting started on Ariel.
Ariel's pretty incredible.
Ariel is pretty incredible. I think that's the most heart he's put into a character. I know Beast had a lot of heart, but Ariel just had an incredible amount of heart.
Hey, you know what I just saw? We hit 500,000 followers on Instagram.
You're kidding
It
me.
just flipped over.
Just now?
I just opened it up and we just.
How
Wow.
many followers?
500,000. We hit 500,000 followers.
Wow.
I'm validated.
Validate.
If you don't follow us on Instagram, it's Aaron Blaise Art.
Did you work on Lilo and Stitch?
No, Lilo and Stitch was being done while I was working on Brother Bear.
And did Glenn Keane at all work on Brother Bear?
No. Da-da-dee, da-da-doo, da-da-dee. 500,000. Now we just got to get YouTube to hit that. One of the biggest things I'm really excited about is down the road, beyond Snow Bear, we're going to be creating more content. And I think you guys are really going to dig it. We're going to be creating some really cool stuff, animation-wise, and I think you'll all enjoy.
Julia on YouTube says, I'm currently taking the Drawing Wolves course and I'm loving it.
Oh, good.
My only problem is paws. They drive me nuts.
Yeah, paws can be difficult. They can definitely be difficult. Think of a paw when you're looking at, especially when it's sitting up in the air like these. One thing that helped me, rather than thinking of them as having a flat bottom and rounded top, like a lot of times, people will draw it that way. People think of a lot of times people think of a foot like this. If it comes down, it sits on the ground, it's got a rounded top, and it's flat. The feet come down like, the toes come in like that. It comes up like that with this round shape to it. There's an element of that. But think of it more like this. Think of it as the opposite of that. What if it came down and it was just more of a flat top? Came out like this. But the top was more flat. So that when the paw is off the ground, from the side, you'd end up with something that looks like this. So here's the top of the paw, toenail comes out, and then there's your toe pad. Top of the paw, toenail comes out, there's your toe pad. It's sort of like, watch this. Here's the thumb. There's a human hand. And look at this. Flat on top and curled underneath. That's how a human hand is. So think of a dog, with stubbier fingers. Round underneath. Okay? So then if you have a paw that's in 3/4, here's the wrist. So I'm always, at the wrist, everything kind of fans out from there. So I think of everything. There's like a knuckle here, and then a toe, and a toe, and then a toe, and it comes in like that. That was that was really messy, but you get the idea. Like so. So flat across the top basically, and round underneath.
Aaron, any plans to come to Brazil? Here in the Amazon rainforest, there are amazing animals, and I'm sure you'd love to meet them.
I really want to get down to the Amazon. That's
Don't
one of
forget your
my
bug spray.
what's that?
It says, don't forget your bug spray.
Of course not. Yeah. But yes. Um ever since I was a kid, my three top places that I've always wanted to go to were Alaska, Africa, and the Amazon. And I've been to Alaska 5 times. I've been to Africa 4 times, and I've been to the Amazon 0. You got to get to the Amazon. I want to do a boat tour.
At Disney, is there a rotation system for animators to work on features, or is it whoever is open at the time? Like, how do they decide which animators work on which movie?
Yeah, well, a lot of times we do. It's almost like sports. The productions get to trade. You go in for dibs on who they want, going for the best animators first, and then it's a matter of budget, and then you just see who lands where.
And you're cast like actors.
Yep, you're cast like actors, exactly.
When we went to Africa, what were the more common or more rare to find in Masai Mara?
Well, black rhinos. Remember, black
Yeah,
rhino is probably the
very
most
rare to see
rare.
one.
We never even got to see one.
Zebras would be the most common.
Yep.
Zebras and wildebeest together. Very common.
Actually, we did this particular trip. We didn't see any wildebeest at all for like the third or fourth day.
That's right.
We saw zebra everywhere. The last trip, and I guess it's just because that's the migration. The last trip we were there, we saw 100 times the amount of wildebeest we saw this time.
Yeah. And this was supposed to be the migration.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, what do you think of the artwork of Ivan Earl?
Love Ivan Earl. Love the style.
That was Sleeping Beauty, right?
Yep.
The backgrounds and stuff, was that?
Yep.
Someone just says on Twitch, thanks to the sale, I finally just got the complete animation course. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you got it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you learned something. I won't carry this out too much longer. What time is it?
It's 3 o'clock. I got to get to the post office.
Oh, that's right. What time do they close?
5.
All right. I won't take this too much longer.
We got to get these people their books.
We do.
People, if you followed us on social media, we're doing all the packing and shipping over at my house. And if you saw last week's stream, we were live for a little bit. My whole house has been
It's been taken over. I know.
It's essentially a packing and shipping warehouse that I just happen to live in.
That's true. Sorry.
That's okay. It's just funny. because it's just spreading throughout the whole house.
We're gonna have to get you some furniture after this.
Yes, although right now I'm using the books.
Yeah, true.
I'm kidding.
using the books like a throne.
Yeah,
I've got Miss Pac-Man. I don't need furniture.
that's right.
King of the books. King of the books. You do this. You do this. Aaron, did anybody ask you weird questions about your skulls?
I don't know that there are weird questions. I mean, when you walk into a room full of skulls, I think that in itself is kind of weird.
There's no weird questions, just weird people.
That's right.
It's a lovely room of death.
It's a lovely room of death.
Ever heard of Mary Blair, Bill Pete, and Ken Anderson?
Of course. Yeah, of course. I'll make sure I got the markings right here. Let me do.
If you had a chance to work with any animator, past or present, who would it be?
You know, I sound like a broken record, but I've always enjoyed my time with Glenn Keane, and I'd love to do another project with Glenn. I love Glenn's passion. It's infectious.
And I know past, you've always said you wish you had gotten a chance to work with Richard Williams.
Richard Williams for sure. Milt Call. Yeah.
How was Maurice Noble?
Maurice Noble came and lectured at our studio, but I never worked with Maurice Noble.
I want to remind people that we are having a couple of sales today on our website.
Today.
Tony Cipriano's got a new class coming out, How to Sculpt Monsters, Making Monsters in ZBrush. Cue the slide, Dustin. Making Monsters in ZBrush with Tony Cipriano. You can pre-order it now for 50% off. That class comes out November 30th, so that's only 11 days away. And then also, today only is an early Black Friday sale. Our #1 selling complete animation course is 80% off. And that is
Huge.
That is the cheapest it's ever been. We've never had it cheaper than this. So this is your best opportunity to get that class for the lowest price possible. So today only, get it while you can. And if you check the site every day between now and next Friday, we've got new deals going on every day. I do hate sounding like a sales pitch person, but this is how we afford to make free YouTube.
This is how we do it.
What supporting the classes is what allows us to give away the stuff for free. So we thank you, everyone that's supported us over the years.
Yeesh.
And by us, I mostly mean Aaron, but
No, it's pretty much us. It's been us for a long time.
no, I know, but people don't. It's they think of you because of.
I know what you mean. So I watched was it Red Ticket? Red something? The new
With
Netflix.
Ryan and,
Yeah.
Red Note.
Red Note. That's
Red
it.
Note.
Thank you. Meh.
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 Mm. You seen the new Ghostbusters movie out now yet?
I'm going to see it tomorrow.
Are you?
Yep, I've got tickets.
Wait, so Ghostbusters is out now?
Yep, coming out to it came out
It's out
technically
today.
last night, but it's out today.
Oh snap!
Uh,
Is it only theaters?
yes,
67%. So I think it's worth going to see.
95% audience score though.
Yes.
And that's the one that matters to me in a movie like Ghostbusters. So.
Yeah.
Actually, this will be. I'm kind of interested. I didn't even know they had this. So we live not far from downtown Orlando now, and there's a theater here. I think there's a couple because I don't know if it's attached to Universal or what, but the seats move. It's an interactive, like moving, almost like motion simulator.
Oh yeah, 4D, right?
Yeah, I guess that's what they're calling it. I always thought of 4D like when they did smoke and fog
Yeah.
and stuff, but
Where you can get smell.
yeah,
Smell.
smell-o-vision. Someone says, I saw Red Notice and it made me think how good Hudson Hawk was.
Yeah, I love Dwayne Johnson, but I just feel like when you watch him perform now, he is just phoning it in.
I don't know.
There is no enthusiasm at all from him.
See, I would normally agree with you, except I thought Jungle Cruise he was really good at.
I thought that one he phoned it in.
I completely
He was
agree.
so just kind of like just delivering his lines.
See, I didn't think so at all. I thought he was having a blast with that one, you could tell.
Well,
My opinion.
it's wrong, but it's all right.
Most people seem to think he was great in that movie.
What kind of Star Wars story would you love to see?
I am over Star Wars. Sorry. Couldn't.
Have you ever tried
care.
drawing with your glasses off?
Yeah, I can't do it. Not anymore. I used to.
I mean, glasses are a fairly new thing for you.
Yeah, it's only in the last 10 years. Started wearing glasses when I was 41 or 42.
Will you ever do a live event in Toronto?
Tirana,
I would love to go back there.
if you can figure out how you do to make your customs agents a little friendlier. Canada.
Canadian.
Of course, we got horrible ones as well.
Got what?
Horrible customs agents.
Mm.
But Canadian customs agents are, I don't like them. They're mean. They're so mean.
Now, in fairness, I mean, how many times have we gone through customs? It was one time, so we could.
No, I've gone through a few times, like in Vermont and not just the time you and I went through.
Oh, well, never mind then.
And I went through when I went through for Calgary, Canada, and went to Vancouver. Been through a few times for different things, and they're always consistently jerkamish.
Which Robin Williams movie is your favorite, and which one of his films made you laugh the most?
Robin Williams, probably Miss Doubtfire.
Oh, that's a good one.
You would deny that fight. It was a drive-by shooting. 8-Bit Gator says, I just joined this stream, and I'm glad I did.
Welcome aboard.
There we go. So now we got our little bit of local color. Let me get a little more variance in the fur.
More variety.
Variance, is that a word or variation? Let me get some variation. It's like saying, hey, are we all in agreement?
Grants.
People are surprised about the customs agents. They're like, I've never run into a mean Canadian.
I've never run into a mean Canadian. I've run into plenty mean Canadian customs agents. That's the thing.
Aren't they technically Canadian?
Well, I guess.
Must be something about
They're customs agents. They're not human at all.
Must
Exactly.
Must be something about the job.
They're robots disguised as humans.
Yeah. Now, the flip side of that is, coming home. I remember coming home after a big tour. I've been gone for a month, and I've been to Kenya and India, Nepal, Thailand, and by far the worst border crossing or coming into a country was coming into Miami on my way home.
Really?
Yeah,
Those guys were rotten.
coming back into the U.S. is always rough.
Those guys were such jerks. Then again, I went to Denmark. I mean, I should say then again. Then the flip side of that is going to Denmark and going through, getting ready to pull my bags out for them to check my bags. And the guy goes, "No, man, you don't need to do that. We don't do that here. Welcome to Denmark. Come on in."
Really?
Yeah, no, Denmark would definitely be nicest.
He was so cool.
It was
I said, "You want to check my bag?" He goes, "Nah, we don't do that. Don't worry about it."
Meanwhile, I'm sure in Miami it was like take your shoes off.
Well, in the one in Miami, I had, and I didn't have any other problems in any other country. But when I had my passport photo done, is when your mother was sick, and when she lost her hair. Remember, we all shaved our heads.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so when I went through customs, my head was shaved in my photo, but I had long hair in real life. And the guy could not get it in his head that that was me in the photo. He kept telling me, "That's not you." And I was like, "Sorry, man. It's called hair. It grows and you can cut it." And I at that point, I'd cut my hair. Yeah, I've grown it now, but look at my face. Nope, it's not you. And he would not. He brought in a supervisor. It took like a half an hour before they let me through.
Wow.
It was really infuriating. No apology. I even explained to him the circumstances of why my head was shaved. He didn't care.
I don't care. That's not you in the photo. Look at the face. I'm not looking at the face. I'm looking at your hair. You don't have hair.
Oh, the guy was a jerk.
I'm sure that's how he was sounding, saying that.
We better cool it with the customs agent jerk stuff, because if any of them watch this stream, we're gonna have a hard time getting back in.
Yeah.
Travel abroad.
Or they go out of their way and say, "Hey, man, sorry about your experience. Let me give you a good one."
I doubt it.
Yeah, me too. See, that's my point.
This is a very,
Apologies to any custom agents that might also be fans.
very common question. But why did the bathtub scene in The Money Pit with Tom Hanks make you laugh a lot?
I just thought I couldn't stop. It's his acting.
It's his reaction.
It's that uncontrollable. I've hit the end of my rope laughter. I've
We've
gone
all
insane.
hit that- We've all hit that point before. We're just like, I'm screwed.
Question: do you ever use layer effects like darken and multiply?
Yep, no, about to do it right now.
Yeah,
Layer
you use,
effect?
you use multiply all the time. I don't think you ever use darken. You use
No.
overlay, right? Overlay and multiply pretty much is all you use.
Yeah, like I'm doing a clipping mask right now, and I'm going to set it to multiply, and I'm going to do some warm shadows.
Marcia, there are some funny videos of dads cutting their beards. Their children didn't recognize them anymore. Too funny.
Oh, I've
Did
seen
you do
them.
that to me when I was?
I did. Yeah, I did do that to you,
Oh,
and you did not like me cutting my beard.
I have the same memory with my father. He had my dad, it was the 80s, so he used to have like a Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah.
And he shaved it, and I cried and cried and cried and made him promise to never shave again, and he never did.
Yeah.
That was it. He went goatee after that, which I think is a little more,
Tolerable.
yeah. The mustache, it's come back now, but I mean, do you remember? I mean, there was a time when
Oh
a
yeah.
mustache was so out of style, like just having a mustache. But there was a time when everyone had one. It was weird how that went, like
Well, I grew up in the
full
'70s.
pendulum swing.
Oh yeah.
I would say early 90s mustaches were out. You
Yeah.
know? It was like once people realized that they couldn't pull it off like Tom Selleck. But then they came back around. Then they were ironic for a while.
Did you see warthogs being hunted by cheetahs or leopards?
Yes.
Join me for my new podcast. I must ask you a question. Sorry, go ahead, Dustin.
I was just asking the question about warthogs being hunted by cheetahs or leopards if we saw any of that. And I saw a leopard on a walk that started chasing after a warthog, but didn't catch him, unfortunately. So
Unfortunately for who? Not the
leopard.
not. I was going to say not the
leopard
warthog.
didn't catch the warthog. But at one point, we did see a family of warthogs running away from the poor brother cheetahs, but the cheetahs never chased after them. They just kind of kept on walking. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
No. They weren't interested. I'm just making some shadows. Thinking of the light coming down from above.
More shadows.
What do you prefer, A Bug's Life or Ants?
Bug's Life,
Yeah,
way
Bug's
more
Life.
than ants.
Ants, I didn't see till much later, and it was a lot better than I actually thought it was gonna be.
Oh, I can't get through it.
But it's nowhere near A Bug's Life.
Yeah. To me, it was so obvious that it was thrown together to try to curtail Bug's Life. There is no redeeming production value on that film at all. I don't think. It's really thrown together. A little harsh, I know. A little harsher than I usually go. But that one, that's the one thing that did bug me. That one really bugged me. That did bug me about Jeffrey on that. I thought that was really petty. Especially because there's so many people that, artists that, they're not part of your little feud with the higher ups. They just are trying to make a living and hoping the movie will do well enough that they might be able to get a bonus. And you're trying to knock a movie out of the box office because of some kind of pride and feud that you might be having with another executive. It's so petty. I just thought it was really crappy what Jeffrey did there.
But other than that, you like it?
I do like him other than that. I've done a lot of petty, crappy things that I'm ashamed of in the past. But that one, yeah, that was pretty crappy.
Do you know any foreign languages?
I wish I did.
Hi.
What do you, oh, sorry, real quick. What do you call a person that knows 3 languages?
What?
Trilingual.
Oh.
What do you call a person that knows 2 languages?
What?
What do you think about it? Bilingual.
Anyway,
What do you call a person that knows 1 language?
American.
American.
Good one. When you draw animals in the wild, do you find it more difficult than using a photo as reference? Is there a way to make it easier?
Yeah, you just do it a lot. That's how it gets easier. I mean, it never gets easy. It gets less hard. But, it's as you gain your knowledge, it becomes, you can do it with a bit more ease each time. And, you'll notice here, all the reference that I'm using, none of them are taking this pose that I'm drawing now. This pose is out of my head. But it's all from knowledge of anatomy that I already know.
I don't know if they see the reference because it's off screen. So.
Oh, there's nothing to, yeah, this is literally what my reference is. Oops.
No, sorry, it's because you were referring to it. I didn't know if you were
Yeah.
referring to something.
But no, this is all just I've just got just a couple of things sticking up. There we go.
What is your favorite animal from South America?
From South America, probably the jaguar.
Jaguar.
What's your favorite football team from Jacksonville?
Well,
I'm gonna say probably the Jaguars.
oh, come on. Am I doing that? Let's see. No. Overlay.
Hey, here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you've ever tried this. Spotty on YouTube says, "Hey Aaron, this is a trick I wish to share. For shading, I create a folder and I set the folder to multiply. Then I fill a layer in that folder with a shadow color and start to paint light. It looks really cool and is great for rim light." Sounds kind of neat.
Start a folder. How's that different than what I'm doing? Trying to figure out.
I don't know. You create a folder and it says multiply, and you fill a layer in that folder with the shadow color.
And then what?
And then you paint light.
Over the shadow?
I'm assuming, yeah.
I think, oh, okay. I'm still trying to figure that out because I don't know what are you doing with your local color if your local color,
Oh, we'll have to try it. Maybe we'll take it for a spin another time and see.
yeah,
Neat idea though, if it works.
trying to understand.
Do you ever have a lack of inspiration, and if so, how do you get over that?
Yeah, there's times where I'm uninspired, but I'll sit down and just start drawing because uh I know something will pop up. I'll look at a lot of times I'll just look at Instagram and look at what people are doing. Get really inspired by other artists. You know, I'll look at somebody else's work and it'll give me ideas for something I might want to do.
And then you copy them directly.
Then I completely plagiarize them and pass it off as my own. And then when they say that I plagiarized them, I say they plagiarized me. No, I'm kidding, by the way. You can just see someone going, "Hey, I just came on. What the hell, man?
Speaking of people that just came on, Manny.
Manny!"
Hey there, Aaron Blaise.
I'm losing my voice. I'm going to sound like Manny.
Yes, you are. Definitely telling your voice.
If I talk more than a couple hours, man, I start getting,
You need some
Oh.
water,
You
man.
turn into a pony.
yes, a little hoarse.
You need something to drink. Who was your favorite Family Guy character?
Peter.
What's your favorite inanimate object to paint?
My favorite inanimate object. That's a weird question.
A pencil.
A pencil.
A canvas.
Yes. Favorite inanimate object. A pencil.
A pencil.
Oops.
Aaron,
What?
Marcos on YouTube asks, I've not been able to draw due to an injury. It's been 3 months. Do you have any advice on how to get better at drawing without actually being able to draw? Did you
No.
ever experience?
No,
Did you ever experience something like this?
no, I just drew. I broke my. I'm left-handed. I broke my left wrist, and everything was in a cast. I drew anyway.
I guess it depends on the nature of the injury. It may
Yeah.
not be able to. So
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but no, if you're not drawing, then
you could study. I mean, you could
you could
study
visualize,
study techniques,
draw with the other hand. I don't know.
watch videos on techniques, and try to bank that information. But it really is hard to get better at art without application. I mean, you can.
How do I get better at playing music without playing music?
Right. I mean, you can study all the theory in the world, but it's not until you actually apply it. But
Yeah.
that's the best advice I could give you would be if you're seriously unable to. But in Aaron's case, like he said, just try to find a way to draw anyway. Try to draw with your other hand and try to draw, depending on, again.
Yeah. That's what I do. That's what I would do.
Actually, drawing with your other hand is an interesting exercise in and of itself. I am terrible at it because my left hand is actually a little T-Rex arm. But it's about as useful anyway. But I do think there is something that you kind of learn by doing. I'm not sure what it is, but it is interesting.
It's crazy.
Aaron, why didn't The Brave Little Toaster get the attention it rightfully deserves? That movie has haunted me ever since I was a kid.
Because of the title. Who wants to see something called The Brave Little Toaster? Seriously, think about it.
I did as a kid.
Ironically, I really
When I first heard about it, of course it was made when I was in my 20s. But I was like, what? I'm not watching that. But it wasn't until I saw it that I realized how great it was.
Ironically, though, even though I would agree that it doesn't really work as a title for a standalone for that movie, the sequel, The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars, is the greatest title I've ever heard in my life.
Is it really? Is that
I
it?
believe that really is a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yep.
You seen it?
I've seen it with me all the
I
time.
just love that idea as a title. I don't know. It's
Brave
like,
Little Toaster goes to Mars.
is it possible to make a high quality animated film with a $50 million budget? And
No.
how many animators would be needed in a team in order for animation to look high quality?
Of course, you can do something for that budget. There's so many variables it depends on the complexity. It depends on, the length. So
I assume they're talking feature, so we'll say at least 80 to 90 minutes.
yeah, but once again, it's how many characters, how many, there's too many variables to give any kind of how many animators it would take.
Well, just to be specific, I know that Cartoon Saloon, who does Wolfwalkers and Song of the Sea and Secret of the Kells and all that, their movies are made somewhere in the 8 to 11, 12 million range. So they're way lower than that. And those are Wolfwalkers. Those are really high quality films.
Yeah, how much was Klaus?
40 million.
Was that for him?
Yeah. That's the reported cost,
Now, you know
which is insane to me.
You know what's interesting about Netflix, right? Now, granted, they have their costs other places. When Disney does a movie, right? Brother Bear, whatever, the Pixar movie, whatever, let's say it's 100 million, 200 million, some of them are 250 million. That's just for production, right? And then marketing is
Marketing, it's another,
marketing's usually double the budget.
right.
So like if you make $100 million movie, you're usually spending at least 100 million to actually market it.
Yeah.
Netflix doesn't really have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't understand. If someone out there could explain to me how the streaming platforms make their money on individual,
They don't. It's just straight up
it's
subscribers.
the collective, right?
Yeah, they don't make any more money off of any individual film unless they happen to release it theatrically or on DVD as a little side note. Yeah, for them, it's strictly about subscriber numbers and keeping the churn.
Journey.
Yeah. If you stay 1 month longer because, Wolfwalkers is on Apple or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
that's how they justify it, especially when you've got, I don't know, I think I just saw Disney Plus and Netflix. I think Netflix is over 200 million subscribers. So do that times $20 a month.
Right.
But I mean, Netflix is spending billions on production to keep that, literally billions, to keep
Yeah.
that subscriber base up.
That's insane.
Yeah, but how they calculate whether a film is worth it to them, that's a moving target, right? Because
Well, see, that's one of the things I like about, I mean, they are doing things, well, they'll repeat themselves because something was successful, like Stranger Things. And, there's a ton of teen, whatever kind of monster, vampires and werewolves and witches
well,
and all that.
but here's
But
I
I
guess
do think at the same time they're they're the they're the place where you're going to see any kind of trend setting,
well I guess
taking
here's
chances.
I guess here's what I mean though. This is what kind of little surprised me, or I would have expected the opposite. Klaus, for instance, that came out what 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago now?
Yeah,
So instant Christmas classic in my opinion.
should have been.
Right? And in my opinion, it is. I feel like every Christmas when I log into Netflix, they should be blasting that all over the place. Klaus,
Yeah,
Klaus, watch it again. Klaus, see it for the first time. And it now
see it
maybe,
again for the first time.
now maybe it's because I had already watched it and therefore they didn't need to feel they needed to show it to me because everybody's experience with Netflix is personalized to a
Right.
certain extent.
Yeah.
But did somebody last year or this Christmas that's never seen Klaus, will they open it up, during the month of December and will they see Klaus all over the place? I don't know because it seems like if they don't, that's crazy.
I agree. Yeah.
Twitch question. I'm an art tutor on the side and I'd love to know your favorite way to study if we're asking questions. Sorry, I
Yeah, that's fine.
just what's your favorite way to study? I'm assuming art.
My favorite way to study,
Mm-hmm.
um, for me, is just by doing. So when it comes to art, I'll look at something that I'm interested in, and I'll try to emulate it. But you can't do it without just doing it. You can't learn about it without. I don't really read about art that much. I do the art.
But when you
If
were,
that's the question,
I
I'm not
think
sure.
it is maybe, but when you were younger, I mean, did you do reproductions of famous paintings? Did you like what?
Yeah, I guess so. When I was younger, I would copy other artists
I mean,
a
it's
lot of
studies,
times.
right? I mean, that's a big way of.
Yeah, I mean, like we all copied Frazetta and stuff like that when we were kids, um, and learned a lot. That's where I got a lot of my anatomy knowledge was dynamic anatomy from Bern Hogarth and Frazetta. So that was a nice, healthy introduction to human anatomy. But yeah, and then you draw for like 10 years completely inaccurate, and then you learn it for real. That's why I get, that's why I recommend when people are just drawing anime, learn all your real anatomy and everything ahead of time. And people get offended when I say that. And it's like, I'm not knocking anime. I'm just saying, put that style away for a little bit and learn to draw the real thing, then come back and draw again.
Somebody just said, "What's so amazing about this piece you're working on is that you're using the same brush with minimal layers, and it looks absolutely gorgeous." You're still using the pastel C for pretty much everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, this brush is available in our brush set #1 on creatureartteacher.com, or you can get it for free by joining the newsletter there.
Yeah, and I try to keep everything really simple.
Really simplified.
You know what's kind of cool, Aaron? I didn't tell you this the other day. Rivers has been wanting to draw on the Cintiq because he just thinks it's the coolest thing that you can draw on it. Basically, a TV screen is what he sees it as.
Yeah,
And so I
Me
found
too.
there's an app in the App Store. It's called like Daydream Doodler or something. It's kind of aimed at younger. It's a simpler drawing program, without getting all the rest of Photoshop in the way. And he was drawing and having a blast. And I showed him because I didn't even notice it at first, but you can do layers in it. So I showed him how you could do a layer and then color behind, with the line work.
uh-huh.
Man, it just
It blew his mind.
blew his mind and it took off. He was just like, he got it instantly. It was like, boom, boom, boom. Let me do this. Let me do that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, and that's one of the things I love about digital art is that you end up going down this rabbit hole, and when I discovered I could photo bash photographs into my painting, oh my gosh, that's when it really took off. I could mix reality in with my designs.
Someone just said last year at Christmas, Netflix suggested Klaus to me in December, more or less a week before Christmas. So, okay. So they are doing it. It would make sense. They didn't for me last year because I remember thinking, how weird. Like maybe because I'd already watched it. What size document is it? And what's your DPI set?
It is 18 by 24 inches, 300 DPI.
Pretty much what you always start at nowadays.
Yep. I do everything 18 by 24 now because it's a standard size. So if we do prints, it's easy to frame it.
Yep. We have a printer that can do up to 44 inches, but we usually do 24-inch wide rolls, and it makes it a lot easier. He draws with that ratio.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, if you're interested in prints, keep an eye on our website as we head to Black Friday.
Oh yeah. Boy, we're really getting an inventory of stuff to print too.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
If there's stuff that you've seen in the past that you're interested in prints on, let us know. We don't necessarily print it, but I'd like to see what people are interested in, and if we see a commonality.
Let us know because we like to see people type things.
No, but I'd like to see if there's a commonality out there in what people want, because we may not always get it right.
First time first time comment from a viewer on Twitch saying, Grainy Groove says, I've started off as a charcoal artist and now I've moved to oils. I don't think I've ever seen a digital brush emulate that charcoal pastel texture like this. Wow, I love how you brushed the anatomy in various areas too. Brilliant.
It's I don't know if I could reproduce this brush again. I definitely worked at it until I hit something that I liked. But I don't know if I could repeat the process. So much of making brushes is a crapshoot. A lot of it is diving in there and with a mission. But sometimes you just don't know what you're going to get.
I'm just starting off with watercolor painting. Any advice or experience that Aaron can share?
Yeah, the biggest thing with watercolor is to let it do its thing. When you fight watercolor, you're going to lose. Watercolor wants to do what it wants to do, and if you can let it do that, and incorporate it into the composition that you're trying to create, then the better off you're going to be. And so, yeah, it's just it's a tough medium.
Any ideas of courses you'll be doing in 2022?
Yeah, more animation. You'll be doing more painting. I am a little horse. I'm a pony.
I can buy myself something too because I just ran out.
Thank you.
I don't think it's hot this
Hmm?
So it actually gets really hot this room as well.
Yeah, we're in between cold fronts right now, so it's warmed back up outside and it's humid. So which translates to being warm and humid in here.
One thing on the watercolor thing that I found is a common mistake that people use is they use too much water.
Yeah,
Like right away. You know,
and letting layers dry in between. Let those layers dry.
are you going to do a background for this piece?
You know, I was wondering about that.
Well, here's my vote. No. Only because I got to get to the post office. But maybe do a color grading or something. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I kind of like it though. I like how it came out.
That looks nice. It's fun. Was this your first time doing a main?
Yeah, my first main wolf. I need a couple little deeper shadows in here.
Have you heard any of the news about Disney moving some of their creative work to Orlando?
I did hear that they're moving WDI.
Yeah, it's Imagineering, I believe, for now.
Yeah, which that's WDI.
Right, I know. I'm just
Oh, for them, okay.
people that don't know.
But other than that, no, I haven't heard anything more. I have a couple of good friends that are part of that division that are currently working for extended periods out of the country, specifically Japan. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to them when they come back from Japan because they're based in California. If they're going to have to transfer back to Florida again or what, I don't know.
To me, it always made. I know that I'm sure there's mixed emotions about the people that have to move whenever that stuff happens. But to me, I always kind of felt like Florida made the most sense for WDI because it's where Disney World is. I mean, it's the 4 main parks, and they're adding to it. It just
Exactly.
also tells me they've probably got a lot more. And I don't know anything, so don't take this, as any sort of insider information. But it also tells me that they've probably got a lot of plans for Florida
Yeah, that's the other thing.
because Universal's getting ready to build they've already broken ground. This isn't confidential, but they're building a whole new 4-park style park, sort of similar to Islands of Adventure with the different themes and all that. So they're building a massive park. So just given the way that whole industry works, it's almost a tit for tat thing,
Yeah.
They do one, we do one. They do a water park, they do a water park, Ooh, that blue pops. That's nice.
Yeah, I figured it'd be nice against that orange. Of course, that rim lighting I did was kind of a greenish. I'm going to shift this blue towards the turquoise. Just get maybe go a little deeper on the turquoise.
This is an interesting comment because I'm going to summarize because it's a long comment, but they're basically agreeing with you, saying late to the talk, but I agree with your earlier comments about anime. You definitely have to learn realism for the first time before you begin to draw anime. Some anime styles are individual. And then they talk about how with the big eyes and big mouth, that's a common thing. Big eyes in the anime mouth you see in anime scenes. Of course, for some styles that doesn't work. There are some animes that do have actually realistic inspiration, like Akira and Ghost in the Shell, which look incredible for its time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I butchered.
Agreed.
or sentence there. It was a more eloquent comment than that. So I apologize. I just viewer.
There we go.
Remember a couple years ago you did do that anime cartoon girl?
Yeah,
That was actually fun. Was that on a live stream or was that just
I think it was.
I can't remember if it was a stream or if it was just
I could, yeah, I was trying to figure out the formula of anime. There we go. There's our maned wolf. There it is, a maned wolf, everybody.
zoom and pan, zoom and pan.
Probably could have even gone longer for the caricature aspect of it. Could have gone longer on the legs. I think I could hit some of the fur accents underneath the belly a little better too. That's a fun sketch. Done in the style, if you've ever seen my my painting of all the dogs, the gang. It's done in the same style.
Here's a question. Do you ever use pure white or black in your paintings?
No, not really.
It's almost always got a temperature, right?
Yeah. Either I shift things to warm or cool. One thing I didn't do on this is look at it reverse and it holds up okay. Not too bad.
So I think before we wrap, we should show the winner of the contest again, if you've got that available somewhere.
I don't.
Your keynote?
Let me pull it up. I shut the keynote down.
Oh, did we not save it?
No, I didn't save it because I'm an idiot.
Oh, son of a gun.
Well, hold on, I can
How
pull it
could
up.
you do such a thing?
Where did you try? You pulled it into downloads?
Yeah, it should be there. It might recover it if you open Keynote. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't know where. Yeah, I shifted gears, wasn't thinking, and I deleted the whole presentation. Oh, I know I can pull it up.
I can find. I'll find it for you real quick.
No, I got it here. Hold on one second. Just hold on a second.
While he's doing that, Justin, run the commercial for the animated.
Yeah.
So this weekend only, or not sorry, this weekend today only, the complete animation course is just $25. Aaron takes you through the 12 principles of animation, the fundamentals, and then there's a whole nother course in that bundle where he breaks down his whole approach to a scene, how he breaks down a scene, does dialogue, does lip sync, how he kind of breaks down his entire, the way he thinks about a shot.
What was the name of that folder that you put everything in? Was it the drama? What was the first word?
November.
I thought so too, but it's not in there. It's not there. There was no November.
No, because it's not in there. That's why.
It's not in Project Dolphin?
Nope.
That's where I found it before.
Oh, I don't know. Is it in your downloads?
Well, we don't have it right now, folks, but we will show it again later.
We should really rehearse better.
Yeah,
We need to do a whole stream before the stream.
yeah, exactly.
Practice stream.
Basically, we need a week's worth of preparation for a Friday stream.
But it was great. It was we had a great time today.
Thank
And
you to everybody who entered. Thank you to cashforyourmac.com for donating the prize. And if you watch next week, we're going to be telling everybody what the next art challenge is going to be. We're going to be giving away another iPad. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Pro or not, but we're going to be giving that away next week. So.
yep, hold on, I'm doing one more thing.
Yeah, currently showing the link to the.
Well, that challenge isn't open right now, Dustin. So.
Okay.
Oh, the link to the question. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
good question.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to see your question, we're doing these quality questions every week. We asked one earlier. If you want to see yours name up on the screen and your question, go to the URL on the screen, and you might see your answer selected. They've got a little form there where it says "Talk to Aaron."
Yes, talk to me.
Talk to Aaron, you must.
You know, it might be kind of fun. We can get almost kind of a radio show or podcasting about this, and maybe we can get some voicemail type questions, like where we actually.
Yeah, you know what? I'd love to start doing that because I think with the three of us talking now, it is turning more into kind of a podcasty type thing. And if you guys out there, are into it, I'd like to kind of and continue to draw and paint and everything, but kind of lean that way a little bit more of a rap back and forth. We're talking and we're just talking.
But it'd be cool to get audio from our viewers, like them asking questions and actually in their own voice.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Discord's the way.
Discord.
Discord. Because you can set up a particular voice chat where it would be us in the voice chat, and you can set up a waiting room where people can sit there and wait, and we can bring them in to our room one at a time.
Well, that one at a time.
We can do one at a time. We can do everybody at once.
Oh, so everyone can talk.
That's a different thing than what we're talking about. But yes, Dustin, we know. We know you want to do Discord.
No, I think
No, we want to do Discord. It's just, maybe after the first week.
Found it. Look at I did. I found it. I can do this. I'll just do this. There's the image. I found it on in our file system. But this is our winner right here. And I just once again I really liked the thinking behind this. This is from Kaylin Sink. And I just really love the thinking of this being the parent and the reflection in the eye of seeing all this drama unfold and kind of all the emotion that goes with it. So great job, Kaylin. And look for that iPad Pro coming in the mail in the next week or two. And thank you again for everybody that participated. It was so much fun to go through and just see everyone's work and admire it. It was really great. So thank you again, and I'm looking forward to doing that again with you guys. And once again, here is one last look at our prompt today, which is doing a maned wolf, which actually isn't a wolf at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it related?
Yeah, I mean they're canids, but they're kind of their own thing. They're their own branch.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Since we won't see it, everybody, till Friday, everybody in the U.S. or wherever you're at in the world, if you celebrate it,
have a happy Thanksgiving. We're very happy that we're going to be celebrating it together here, and we hope you guys get to see your families and be careful traveling. Wear your masks on the plane and don't cause a scene like so many other idiots have been doing. And go with the flow, because right now going against the flow causes a lot of problems.
Lots of problems.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys had a good time today. I had a blast. And we will talk to you again next Friday, Black Friday. So hopefully you guys will have had a nice full belly, and we'll be talking about some great deals that you're going to be able to get next week. So until then, go out and put some beauty back into the world. Make somebody else's day better. And I'll talk to you next time.
Cowboy people.